Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanam Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Narayanam Gurum Vande Sharanyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gauramanovistam Purnam Radhadasyam Pradayakam Upanugacharya Varyam Rupamanjari Preshtakam Patita Pavana Bandhavam Yugacharya Narayanam Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Twise Namaha. Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Isvirahasana Murali Manohara Radhikara Sika Mam Kripanidam Swapriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vrindayi Tulasi Devyai Priyai Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradattam Shri Guru Pada Pad. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Charya Shtutara Satasya Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudeva, and to my most beloved Shikshan Sannyasa Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Charya Shtutara Satasya Srimad Srila Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj, and to all Shri Rupa Gaudiya Guru Varga, all Tridandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. So by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time to continue reading from Sri Rai Ramananda Samvada, the chapter about Kanta Prema, the love of a beloved of Krishna, which means Madhurya Ras. Kanta Prem, Shringaras, Adiras, Madhuras, Madhur Prem, Parakiya Prem, Parakiya Bhava. These all like synonymous for the same thing. Prabhu kahe ho tam age kahwar, Rai kahe Kanta Bhava Prema Sadyasar. Sriman Mahaprabhu said, this Vatsalya Prem is the topmost, but please speak something more. Sri Ramananda Rai replied, Kanta Prem is the essence of all perfection. Kanta Prem, one thinks of Shri Krishna as one's beloved. In other words, considering herself to be his sweetheart, to be enjoyed by him, she abandons her own happiness. Even the desire to meet and be with Shri Krishna is only for his happiness. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Vatsalya Prem can be accepted as topmost, but superior still is one more ras, which is said to be the essence of all perfection. This Kanta Bhava, the mood of a lady love, is indeed the suppermost level of prema. In ordinary prema means Santa Prema. There is an absence of a sense of possessiveness or mamata. In Dasyaras, there is an absence of intimacy and confidence, Vishramba and Vishwas. In Sakyaras, there is an absence of overflowing affection. And in Vatsalyaras, there is an absence of freedom from shyness and hesitancy. So here we see a very also different way to define something. It's by saying what that thing is not. Previously, we have defined what all these 5 rasas are, right? By saying something positive. Means like Shantarasa is neutrality, Dasarasa is servitude, like in the sense of Krishna is my master. Then Sakyaras is the feeling of equality. Vatsalya rasa is the feeling of dependence, means Krishna depends on me. And Madhura rasa is the feeling of complete freedom in the relationship. But now Gurudeva, he defines in a different way by saying what that rasa is not, or what is lacking in that rasa. So it means that he's speaking about the previous one. If he says that in Shanta Prema, there is the absence of Mamata, it means that Mamata is present in Dasya Prema. And in Dasaras, there is the absence of intimacy and confidence, means it is already present in Sakyaras. And like that, so on. So, Vatsalya Prem is an absence. There is an absence of freedom from shyness and hesitancy, which in Madhura Ras we find it present there. There is a complete freedom. There is no hesitancy at all. There is no shyness at all. There is no limit for that relation. So because there is an assortment of shortcomings in all these rasas, the prema in these respective rasas cannot be said to have reached completeness. When Kanta Bhava for Shri Krishna awakens in the heart, then these shortcomings disappear totally. In other words, all that is lacking becomes fulfilled, and the wellspring of the entire Prema Tattva begins to flow continuously. Thus, it is the essence of the topmost goal. So everything is inside of Kanta Prema. Everything is inside of Madhuras. Madhuras is the complete or the original ras. Srila Saraswati Prabhupada says that Vatsalya Prema is superior to Sakya Prema. Yet Mahaprabhu desires to hear still more. Therefore, Ramananda Rai explains Mahaprabhu's desired intention by explaining that the essence of all perfection is Kanta Bhava. Actually, the real meaning of Kanta Bhava is the extramarital mood or Parakya Bhav of the Braja Gopis, which extends from Bhav right up to Mahabhav. Whereas Vatsalya Prem can only develop up to the stage of Anuraga. This is very important to understand. One more difference between Madhura Ras and the previous one, Vatsalya Ras, that Vatsalya Ras can go up to Anurag. Madhya Yashoda has only up to Anurag. Madhya Yashoda has no Mahabhav. In Kanta Bhava, the gopis have the good fortune to engage all their limbs in the most complete mood of service to Shri Krishna. The desire to perform service is developed to its ultimate extremity. Now there are many verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 19 to 131 to 234. I'm just going to read the translation. In Madhura Ras, the qualities available in the previously mentioned relationships, such as attachment for Krishna, rendering service unto him, uninhibited feelings of fraternity, and the feelings of being his maintainer all increase. The heroine serves her beloved with her entire body. Hence, all 5 transcendental qualities are present just as all material qualities manifest one after another in the material elements, starting from ether. First, one quality develops, then two, three, and four, culminating with all five qualities being present in the earth element. This union of the moods of the other rasas in amorous love produces an intensified taste that is quite astonishing. So it's very interesting, this example given. The process of creation, it takes place in a type of unfolding, gradual unfolding process of the five elements. So at first you have ether, which contains the sound and the sense of hearing. Then after you have air. Air has also the sense of hearing, but also has the sense of touch. Then next one is fire. Fire has hearing, touch, and sight. Then next you have water, which has the previous three plus taste. And then you have the fifth, which is earth, having plus the smell, the quality of smell, fragrance. So in this way, earth is the most complete one, as well as Maduras is the most complete among the other four ones. Now Srimad Bhagavatam 10:47-60. Nayam Sriyonga Nitantarati Prasadha Swaryoshitam Nalinaganda Rucham Kutonyaha Rasotsave Sa Bhujadanda Grihitakanta Labdha Shisham Yad Udagad Braja Sundarinam. In the Rasa festival, Bhagavan Shri Krishna embraced the Braja Gopis with his vine-like arms and fulfilled all of their desires. The mercy that was given to them by Bhagavan was not even received by the most loving Lakshmi, who is eternally present on the chest of Bhagavan. That mercy cannot be achieved by the ladies of the heavenly planets, whose complexion and bodily aroma are like that of a lotus. What to speak of other women? So there are many different ways to explain this verse. So let's see, Srila Gurudeva, now you explain the word Rasotsave. Rasotsave means in the Rasa Lila festival. The word Utsava, festival, has a very special intonation here. That festival is the pastime wherein the gopis fully blossom after giving Shri Krishna complete happiness. Within Rasa Lila, all other types of Leelas are also included. From Rasa, Rasa Lila arises. Rasa is performed on the platform made of Rasa or bliss. It's common devotees mistake these two words, but they are quite different. One is Rasa with a closed A. Another one is Ras with a long A, open A. You can see the diacritic in that word. So Ras Lila. Ras Kata, Ras Stali, where places where Ras is being manifested. And then you have Rasa. Rasa means the different mellows, which is Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhura, like that. So next one is Bhujadanda Grihita Kanta Labidhashisham. Arms like sticks, which are nicely rounded and gradually increasing in beauty from the shoulders to the hands. With these arms, he embraced the beautiful necks of the gopis and thus fulfilled their heart's desires. Here, our worshipable predecessor Goswamis have given the understanding that Rasik Shikar, Shri Krishna is placing his beautiful, playful, attractively decorated, delightful, extremely soft, gentle, and cooling arms around the gopis' conch-shaped necks, which are marked with three graceful lines. There are three lines like this in their necks, behind. So he's hanging there as if swinging with intense love and begging them to fulfill his innermost desires. O gopis, do not leave me and go elsewhere, and do not let me go anywhere else. Otherwise, I shall be swept far away in this nectarian ocean of prema. You are my only saviors. Next one is prasad, mercy. Here, this means the qualification the gopis received from Shri Krishna by serving him with their entire bodies. Qualification means the supreme happiness of intimate personal association with Shri Krishna. Not even Lakshmi could receive this happiness. What to speak of the Apsaras, the society girls of heaven, or the wives of the demigods. So it means that gopis have qualification. Means this qualification is based on mercy. Krishna gave them mercy. Krishna accepted them for this very special type of relationship. Next one is Ange. This refers to the golden line on Krishna's chest. This line is in fact none other than his most beloved Lakshmi, who is eternally seated upon the chest of Sri Narayana, who is the Vaibhava Swarupa or opulent manifestation of Sri Krishna. Nitantarate, she who is passionately in love with Sri Krishna. When Lakshmi observed the great fortune of the gopis with Sri Krishna, she too hankered to join in the Rasa Leela festival. To attain the same good fortune, she began to perform austerities. Yet still to this day, her desire remains unfulfilled. So when we go to Parikrama in Belvan, at the other side of Jamuna, there we find the temple of Lakshmi Devi, the place where Lakshmi Devi, she is still performing austerities. Because she won't be able to join Krishna's Rasa Leela with this Vaikuntha mood. But it is very important to note that it shows that even in the presence of Narayana, Lakshmi is not satisfied. Not satisfied. It means Krishna can attract all types of feminine expansions. He can attract all of them, including Lakshmi, who's supposed to be satisfied with Narayana. She's supposed to be completely satisfied. There was no room for her to become somehow dissatisfied. What is the name? What is the meaning of Vaikuntha? Vaikuntha is the place where there is no anxiety. But although Lakshmi is full of anxiety, it is a contradiction. How she can be full of anxiety in Vaikuntha? Desiring to be with Krishna Rasa Leela, not satisfied with Lord Narayan. It is because Krishna's attractiveness is such that he bewilders everyone. He's the original Cupid. He's the original Cupid. So therefore, even Lakshmi cannot skip. So Krishna is attracting her heart so much. But to be able to really join Krishna, she has to change that bhava. And because she's not able to do so, she's still waiting for that mercy. Next one is Shriya. Even Lakshmi could not attain the good fortune of the beautiful Braja Gopis. Nayam. The word Ayam again indicates Lakshmi, and it can also apply to the queens of Dwaraka. Despite greatly coveting Rati, for Shri Brajendra Nandana's lotus feet, still they could not achieve it. They could not realize the uniqueness of Ras in Shri Krishna, which is not found in Shri Narayan. So even the queens of Dwarka, which are much closer than Lakshmi, they still are not able to get that. Next is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:32-2. Tasam mavira bhuchori smaya mana mukam bhuja pitambara dhara sragvi sakshan manamata manamata. This is the second verse of 32nd chapter. It is as we consider the very end of the Gopi Gita. This is the last verse we sing, although it is not in the chapter of Gopi Gita itself, which is the 31st. But it indicates how Krishna came back. So this is the last one that we sing when we sing for Gopi Gita, right? So then what that shloka says. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj, after the gopis sang their lament of separation, Bhagavan Madan Mohan, who churns and bewilders the mind of Kamadev, Cupid himself, suddenly appeared in the midst of the gopis wearing a golden yellow cloth, a garland of forest flowers, and a smile on his lotus face. The particular image of Bhagavan portrayed here only manifests in Kantaras. His attractively sweet form constitutes the center of focus and attraction for the assembly of Shri Krishna's beloveds, the beautiful Braja Gopis. In separation from that astonishingly attractive form, the Gopis experienced a mere second-like millions of years. In the pain of their separation, the form that Shri Krishna assumed pierced the core of the Gopis' heart and seemed to only increase their suffering more and more. This type of sweetness can be experienced only in Kantavav, not in any other rasa. So what is that? That is the, in other words, that is called Madhanakya Mahabhav. The feelings of separation in the meeting. Now, gopis are somehow or other, they are, especially Srimati Radhika. That is the Vaishishta, of Srimati Radhika. That is going to be discussed in the next chapter. I'm just, somehow or other touching it. Krishna Prapti Rupai Bahu Vidyahoy, Krishna Prapti Taratmya Bahuta Achay, Kintu Jahara Shairasa Se Sarvatam, Tatashtahana Vicharile Achetaratam. There are various means to attain Shri Krishna, and they afford many levels in the degree of that attainment. Whatever relationship a particular devotee has with the Lord is the best for him. Still, when we consider all the differences from a neutral position, we can understand that there are gradations of prema. It means that we may think that all rasas are somehow complete, because every devotee in every ras, they feel that their feeling for Krishna is the best one, is the topmost one. They never think something higher is there. But actually there are gradations of prema. So there are many spiritual practices available to attain Shri Krishna, many varieties of tastes, and many devotional moods also. In accordance with the undertaking of a specific sadhana, one will achieve a particular form of Shri Krishna by performing devotion mixed with speculative knowledge, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. One attains the Brahma Jyoti, which is the bodily effulgence of Shri Krishna. By performing devotion in the mood of reverence, Aishwarya Mishra Bhakti, one achieves Shri Krishna's opulent pastime, expansion, Vilasa Murti, named Sri Narayana. And by the practice of pure devotion, Shuddha Bhakti, a person may attain Shri Krishna himself. There is a gradation in the specialty of the form of Shri Krishna that manifests, depending on whether he is attained by the devotion of moods of Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya or Madhurya. For those in Dasya Bhava, he is the Lord. In Sakya Bhava, he is a friend. In Vatsalya Bhava, he is a son. And he is one's most beloved to those in Kanta Bhava. Whatever mood each person has, that particular bhava is indeed the topmost. Shri Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti, or the complete personification of the nectar of all rasas, in whom there are 5 primary rasas and 7 secondary rasas. So Srila Shukadeva Goswami, he says in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:43-17, he says, O Parikshit, when Shri Krishna, the embodiment of all rasas, entered the wrestling arena with his brother Shri Balaram, the various groups of people present regarded Krishna in different ways according to the mood in which they were situated. And they also realized that particular rasa itself. The huge wrestlers witnessed Krishna to be as hard as a lightning bolt. The young women possessing a high degree of Madhura Ras saw him as a Cupid personified. And within their heart of hearts, they became absorbed in thinking of him with amorous intentions. The ordinary man regarded him as a Jewad like among men, and the Gopas recognized him as their relative. The impious rulers considered him to be a severe chastiser of the wicked, and the older men and ladies, who were like his father and mother, viewed him as their most beautiful child. Kamsa, the king of the Bhojas, knew him as time personified or death. The unintelligent materialists saw him as universal form, the yogis as the absolute truth, and the Vrishnis, who are devotees and lovingly disposed to the Lord, honored him as their supreme worshipable deity. So these are all the different views that devotees they can have of Krishna. So thus the yogis developed Shantaras, neutrality. The Vrishnis developed Dasyaras. The cowherd boys who are fond of joking developed Sakyaras. And Hasyaras, laughter. Nanda Baba and the other cowherd men developed Vatsalyaras and Karunaras. Means Hasyaras is a part of the secondary rasas as well as Karunaras, compassion. The ladies experienced Madhuraras, and the wrestlers developed Virras, chivalry. The ordinary persons felt Adbhutaras, astonishment. The fearful kings, Rodra, or anger. Kamsa developed Bhayanaka, or fear. And the materialists experienced Vibhatsaras, or disgust. So these are all the 5 and the 7, totalizing 12 rasas, primary and secondary. Shri Gurudeva, by means of mantra, establishes this type of relationship with Bhagavan, according to the specific taste in each individual jiva. So let me read again this sentence, very important. Shri Gurudev, by means of mantra, establishes this type of relationship with Bhagavan according to the specific taste in each individual jiva. Means every individual jiva has already its specific taste in relationship with Krishna. And by the means of giving mantra, Guru, he will establish. What is the meaning of establishing? It means making it come true. Making it to come into reality. So Gurudev is not himself putting in the heart of the disciple whatever rasa he wants or whatever he has in his heart. No. He's just stimulating what is already present in the heart of every jiva. So the jiva also should then remain attentive and absorbed in executing the process of worship as given by the spiritual master until he reaches his desired goal. Of all the devotional moods, Kantavava is undoubtedly the most excellent. Next one is a verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.5.38. Yatottaram aso swada visheshwalasa mayapi ratir vasanaya swadvi vashatte kapi kashachit. There is an increase in degree of taste, pleasure, and intensity enjoyed in each subsequent kind of rati. The sequence culminates with the highest taste, manifesting in Madhuraras, amorous love. In his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya on this verse, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, Sri Rai Ramananda said, I had previously mentioned many different types of goals and methods to attain Shri Krishna, but now I will describe the gradations that exist between them. According to a person's qualification, he will follow one of these methods to achieve his ultimate goal. The Krishna Prem that is suitable for his particular level of eligibility. In every case, such prema or rasa will bring about his ultimate happiness. About this is interesting to mention that we perhaps, I speak about myself, have not yet realized my Swarup. So, but still, we have some particular type of attraction to some specific type of relationship with Krishna or with Srimati Radhika. So one day, one devotee, he asked Srila Gurudev, so Gurudev, how can I know that I am progressing? Because I think I have no progress at all. Then Srila Gurudev asked him, oh, do you want to merge in the Brahma Jyoti, in the effulgence of the Lord? He said, no, this is my body's desire. Gurudeva say, then do you want to go to Vaikuntha and serve Lord Narayan there in a very, formal way, with so much awe and reverence? Say, no, that's definitely not attracting me. Then you want to go to Dwarka and serve Krishna through the guidance of the queens. Say, no, I also have no desire for that. Then do you want to go to Vrindavan and serve as a Sakha or a friend of Krishna? Said, no, I don't have. Then you have desire for Vatsalya Prem, maybe. You like to serve as Madhya Yashoda. Say, no, I don't attract for that. Then you have what? Say, oh, I want to be a maid servant of Srimati Radhika. And Gurudeva said, you see how much progress is there. How much understanding you have now of spiritual practice. But because you are inside of yourself, you are unable to see this development. Just like the child, when he's growing, thinks he's not growing. Every day going to mother, I am growing. Am I growing or not? Am I becoming bigger and stronger and older? I think I'm not growing. I think I'm always in the same, type of, height. But mother is looking from outside. She saying, no, you're definitely growing so much. Continuously, every day you're growing. And then, okay, let us mark on the wall. So just put your head there. You're going to keep a mark. And then after 1 week or 1 month, again, I will show you how you're growing. Then when he see that evidence, he said, wow, I'm definitely growing. So it means that we have already got so much inspiration from Srila Gurudev. We already got so much understanding. Srila Gurudev used to say that in my Sangha, even a small child, 7, 8, 9 years old, they know what is their goal of life. And one time Gurudeva, he asked one small girl there in Mathura, what is the goal of life? And she straight answered, Radha Dasyam. So this is what we want, somehow or other. Maybe we are not even fully conscious about that, but still, that is what attracts us. Just like we see in Jaiva Dharma, Vijay Kumar and Brajanath, they're both coming to Babaji Maharaj and receiving shiksha, harikatha, everything, nourishment, spiritual nourishment. But suddenly both manifest different, desire for bhajan. So they come to Gurudev and say, oh, I have desire for Sakaras. Then Vijay Kumar said, I have desire for Madhuras, to serve as Lalita, like that, in the same way she serves like that. So we see this type of formality in the book, in the in what was written there by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But practically, this thing has already happened to us. Already happened. But because that was very much, no one came to ask us, no one came to make an interview with us, and say, but this is somehow, already clear. We have attraction for Radha Dasyam. That is what is our heart is, asking for. That is what we are looking for and running for. So in this way, by that association with Shri Gurudev, by that mantra he's giving us, and by all the nourishment he's giving us, one day it will become clear for us. One day it will manifest. And Shri Gurudeva, he says that it will come quicker than you imagine. It will manifest quicker than you can even expect. So this is the this is the mercy of Srila Gurudev. The mercy of Srila Gurudev. So the attainment of Krishna is indeed the only worthwhile and auspicious achievement. Of the 4 highest types of rasa, namely Dasa, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhur, the rasa a person is qualified will be the best for him. When someone qualifies for entering one particular rasa, he cannot understand degradation when compared with another rasa. However, when the 5 types of rasas, Shanta, Dasa, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhur, are viewed from a neutral position, a gradation is seen. And among them, Madhura Ras is considered the most excellent. So now there are many verses here in Bengali, which is part of the commentary, not from any book. And it says, there is a gradual increase in transcendental mellows from the first rasa onward. Each subsequent mellow possesses the qualities of the previous ones. Thus, 2 qualities are found in the second rasa, 3 in the third, and finally 5 in the 5th. As the number of qualities increases, also the taste increases in each subsequent mellow. Therefore, the qualities found in Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, and Vatsalya rasa all manifest in Madhura rasa. There is a nice example that illustrates this. The number of qualities in each of the 5 material elements gradually increases one by one until finally, in the 5th element, earth, all 5 qualities are fully present. Thus, because all the qualities of the previous 4 rasas are present in Kanta Prema, it is considered to be the most excellent of all. Actually, this Kanta Prema completely controls Shri Krishna as Srimad Bhagavatam testifies. If you compare the 5 elements with the 5 rasas, like this one, you can see the one which is most resistant, the most powerful. This is the earth itself, which is the complete one. So earth is most strong. It can hold, it can hold water, it can stop the fire, it can stop the wind. It is the most strong one, most compact and strong one. So in the same way, Madhura Rasa is also like this. There is a very profound study about the manifestation of the elements in the ecstatic symptoms. I'm unable to explain that right now. But for example, when tears manifest, this is water. So that is related to some specific type of feeling, So there is a big science behind all this. One day maybe we can discuss. This is also part of one of my studies and research, because we find small things here and there, like scattered informations here and there. So I want to gather many things and come to proper explanation. But there is like a very scientific explanation why water manifests at the time of some ecstatic symptoms, why fire burns inside, and so on, like that. So this is all related, in the spiritual world. Nothing is without cause. So why that wind manifests in the mind, and makes you lose your consciousness, and so many things. So these 5 elements are very much intimately related to ecstatic symptoms and to specific moods and things like that. It's a very nice thing. Maybe in the future I hope to be able to share these things, if I come with a proper conclusion. But right now I don't want to say much more than that. So thus, because all the qualities of the previous 4 rasas are present in Kanta Prem, it is considered to be the most excellent of all. Actually, this Kanta Prema completely controls Shri Krishna, as Srimad Bhagavatam testifies. So, yeah, we have a lot to go on this chapter, and I think we should stop here. Then we can continue in our next meeting. Okay, Hare Krishna.